fun. So Kim, I cannot wait for this, and I pass it all on to you.
Great. Thank you so much for that very kind introduction. And I am so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that all of you were able to carve out some time for yourself, especially on a day like today. It would be so easy to find lots of different reasons to not show up, but you did, and I'm so happy you're here. So I hope that you leave your mat feeling even better than you might already feel right now. So just a few maintenance items, and I see a couple of people are just arriving right now, so take your time. Make sure you have some water nearby and a towel, and otherwise you just need yourself and your mat. I want to make sure that you can hear me. I'm using my earbuds, and I'm also going to play some music on my phone. So Kathy and I worked with the balance of those two things, but most importantly, I want you to be able to hear my voice and my cues. So if any point the music gets too loud and you can't hear me, please just unmute yourself and give me a shout out so I know to speak up and lower the music. This is a power vinyasa. Sometimes that word power can be a little intimidating. It is a challenging class. It can be a vigorous class, but there are always modifications, and I'll be sure to offer those. For me, the power piece also comes from you, and the power to choose after listening to your body. If you need to modify, if you need to pick it up a notch, it's that power of choice that you have within you. So making sure that this practice really is what you need today in this moment. Everything should feel good. If something starts to hurt, that's your body cueing you to modify. So please listen to that. Otherwise, we'll get ready to flow. So if everyone wants to find a comfortable seat on your mat, and especially at the end of the day, but really anytime, I like to take a little moment to just arrive intentionally on your mat, but especially at the end of the day when we had a long path before us that led us to right here and right now. So we'll turn to our breath to help us to focus in on right here and right now, and also to stay here and not fast forward to what we need or want to do after we leave this time together. So I invite you to close your eyes, or just let your eyes go soft and maybe find a spot in front of you to focus on. And we'll start to focus on our breath. I'm going to just do a quick check-in though. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, great. So go ahead and close or soften your eyes. Can I make my picture bigger? I don't think so. You can on your screen. There's a way that you can click speaker view, and that will make me the biggest. Did that work? Or you can also double click on my square, and that should make me the biggest. Okay. So here we are. So go ahead and close your eyes, and we'll turn to our breath, this beautiful, magical, powerful tool that we can use whenever we need it. So go ahead, close your eyes, and we'll focus on the inhale through your nose, breathing in through your nose, pausing at the top, sipping in a little bit more air, and then open your mouth and sigh it all out. Go ahead again, inhaling through your nose, pausing at the top, sipping in a little bit more air, open your mouth and sigh it all out. Continue like that, in through your nose, pausing at the top, sipping in a little bit more air, open your mouth, let it all out, release. Go ahead and close your mouth, and if it feels comfortable to do so, keep your mouth closed, and now send your inhale and moving. I just wanted to introduce this theme, this idea to you that I've been working on a lot in my own personal life, this idea of setting a goal. And often before you start a yoga class, you'll hear this idea of setting an intention for your practice. But also throughout our lives, we're setting goals, and we tend to put these goals out in the future. Like someday I'll achieve more peace, I'll achieve more balance. I invite you today to figure out something that you've been working towards, something that you want more in your life. And rather than separating from it and putting it out in the future, perhaps there's a way that you can bring it into your moment right here and right now, and throughout your time on the mat, and also when you leave the mat, rather than disconnecting from this goal, grabbing onto it right now and bringing it into the next 60 minutes together that we have on the mat. So with that in mind, let's start moving. You can open your eyes now. Go ahead and inhale your arms up above your head. And as you exhale, just goalpost your arms like a cactus here, opening up. Inhale, arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, open up. One more time like that. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. And just bring your right hand down to the ground and your left arm over your head, catching a side body stretch here. And then inhale through center and exhale over to the other side. One more time like that. Inhale up and over to the right. And then up through center and over to the left. And inhale your arms up above your head. And this time take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you for a gentle twist, bringing your gaze up and over your right shoulder. And then come through center and switch sides. And come up through center. Inhale your arms up above one more time. Open up your heart, cactus those arms. And then we're gonna come into a child's pose. So bringing your toes to touch, your knees apart, and bringing your seat back towards your heels, extending your arms out in front of you, and bringing your forehead down to the ground. This is home base here. So if at any time during our practice together you need to take a little break, this is where you can come to. So maybe rocking your forehead from side to side, feeling the ground beneath you. And then come up into a tabletop position. So bringing your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips. Bringing your gaze in between your hands. And then on your next inhale, bring your gaze up for cow pose. And then exhale, cat pose. Bringing your gaze back towards your navel. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Continue like this on your own. Just connecting breath to movement. Inhale brings your gaze up. Exhale brings your gaze down. You can maybe add a little hip sway in here. Anything your body is craving, just as we warm up our body, preparing for some bigger moves. And then we'll meet back in tabletop position. And go ahead and bring your right arm out in front of you, your left leg out behind you, a little spinal balance here. Try to neutralize your hips so they're square to the ground. Gaze is down at your mat. Inhale, extend and reach a little bit further. And on your exhale, bring your right elbow to touch your left knee, arching your back like a cat. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee. Do two more like that. Inhale. Exhale, contract. Inhale, reach. Exhale, contract. Come back through the extension, and then we'll switch sides. Reach your left arm out in front of you, your right leg out behind you. Inhale, stretch. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, contract. Two more like that. and then we'll meet back in tabletop position. So now we're gonna wake up our core. So we're gonna tuck our toes and hover your knees just a few inches above the ground. This is a subtle movement that can be super challenging. You're gonna find strength and stillness here. So just staying still with your knees hovering over the mat, really engaging your core, bringing your navel back towards your spine. Hold and breathe, and then release. Another round of cat and cow here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, contract. And then back to neutral table. We're gonna hover one more time. Tuck those toes and lift your knees up above the ground and pause. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push back into our first downward facing dog. So easing into it, pedaling your feet back and forth. And then maybe pause on one side, stretching one leg. And then come to the other leg, straighten that one. And then come into your full expression of downward facing dog here. So pressing your heels back into the mat, pressing into all 10 fingers, bringing your gaze back towards your feet. And on your next inhale, come forward into plank. Pause here, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 more times like that. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale brings you back. Warming up the body here. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee, open up your hip, and roll your ankle in one direction, and then in the other. And then roll your knee around in space, opening up, warming up that hip socket in one direction, and then in the other. And then extend that right leg back up to the ceiling, and then bring your knee to nose with a cat-like back here. And then inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. 3 more like that. Knee to nose. Lift up. For 2. And on this last one, pause here. Step your right foot at the top of the mat. Bring your left to meet it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, mountain pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Roll your ankle in one direction, and then in the other. Roll your hip around, your knee around in space, warming up that hip one direction, and then in the other. And then extend your left leg back up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee to nose. 3 more like that, connecting breath to movement. And on this last one, pause, knee to nose. Step the left foot at the top of the mat. Bring your right to meet it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and then step back into plank pose. Exhale, you can take any modification here. You can come to your knees, chest, chin, and slide through to cobra, or take chaturanga to upward facing dog. I'll show you both, because we're gonna do a few sun salutation A's now, so I'll talk you through it. Inhale, come up to your toes. Exhale, jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back. You can take chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Slide forward for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few more rounds like that. I'll keep on cueing, but also feel free to just find your own rhythm here. Coming to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple more like that. I'm gonna get a little more quiet so you can find your own rhythm here, but I'll keep on moving if you wanna see what I'm doing. Wherever you are, we'll take one more round and then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. All right, so meeting in downward facing dog. Take a moment here, take a quick sip of water, or just pedal your feet out in downward facing dog. And now inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling and come through for warrior one. Pausing here for a moment, finding your breath, and then peel open warrior two. Pausing here, and inhale, peaceful warrior. And then cartwheel your arms. We're gonna come into a side plank on the left side. So left hand comes down, left foot is down. Here are some options. Take a moment, check in with your body. Full extension here is the feet are stacked. You can stagger your feet or you can come down onto your left knee. Whatever your body is up to, listen to it. Wherever you are, extend your right arm up, and we'll pause here for a moment. And then go ahead and bring your right hand down and come through your vinyasa. So that means chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, upward facing dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. And we'll catch the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg up, come through for warrior one. Pause here, settle in. And peel open, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. And then cartwheel your hands. Side plank on the right side. This time, right hand is down. Feet are stacked, staggered, or your right knee comes down. Inhale, lift that left arm up towards the ceiling and pause here. Feel that strength in that right arm supporting you. And then plant your left hand down. Come through your vinyasa, or always the option to just go right back to downward facing dog. We're gonna roll through that sequence one more time. So this time you can play around with some different modifications. Inhale, lift your right leg up, come through, warrior one. Heel open, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Cartwheel your hands, side plank on the left side. This time, maybe you want to get a little fancy and raise that right leg up. And then come on through vinyasa or right to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Warrior one. Warrior two. Inhale, peaceful. Side plank on the right side. Taking that same variation, whatever you chose for the other side. And then through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out here. Checking in with those who were brave enough to show your screens, your video. Everyone doing okay? I trust you'll tell me if you're not. All right, downward facing dog. Let's keep on flowing here. Inhale, right leg lifts up, come through for warrior one. Now bring your hands behind you, clasp your hands together, arch your back, bring that fist down towards the mat, and then fold over for humble warrior. I'm gonna turn so you can see what I'm doing. Your right shoulder is gonna come inside of your right knee. Release your neck and try and bring your fists up towards the ceiling if that feels good on your shoulders. And then come on up back through warrior one. Peel open, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. and come forward into half moon. So right hand is coming down in front of the right foot, left leg lifts up. You can keep your left hand on your hip or raise that left arm up towards the ceiling. You can keep your gaze down on the mat or start to lift your gaze up towards your left hand. Remember to breathe. Check in with your right toes, make sure they're not gripping the mat. And then come back and land in warrior two. Inhale, peaceful. Cartwheel back to that side plank, another chance to play here. This time, you can stay still. There's always strength and stillness, or start to pulse your hips up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant that right hand down, chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, upward facing dog or cobra, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, come through warrior one. Now go ahead and clasp your hands behind you. This time try and change your grip so the other thumb is on top. Arch your back, aim that fist down towards the mat, and then fold over, humble warrior. Left shoulder's inside of that left knee. Relax your neck. Enjoy the stretch. Catch your breath here. And then come up, warrior one, warrior two. Inhale for peace. And then come forward into half moon on the left side. So left hand down. Right hand can stay on that hip or extend the arm up towards the ceiling. Again, gaze can stay down or come up towards that right hand. Relax your left toes. Feel the expansion across your chest. And then come on back, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful. Side plank on the right side, right hand, right foot. This time, staying still or pulsing. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your hand down, Vinyasa, or right down back to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out, catch your breath, and then we'll keep on moving. Okay, inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Open up your hip, bend that knee, open up the hip again, and stay here or flip all the way over. If that is in your practice, you're gonna bring your right foot over and down, and a little upside down action here, or you're staying with that open hip, rolling in different directions. And then coming on back over, lifting that right leg up towards the ceiling, bring your knee to nose, come to warrior one. Back to humble warrior, just for transition, coming down. And then go ahead and come up onto your back toes, your back left toes. We're getting ready to launch into airplane here. So you're bringing all your weight into the right foot and slowly lifting that left leg up. You can also keep your toes down. But if you can, try and take flight here. Your gaze is slightly lifted up off the ground. You can release your hands or keep the bind if you want. And then stay with me on that right foot. We're just gonna bring that left leg, keeping it off the ground, bring it in front of you for staff pose. So you can keep your knee bent or extend it out in front of you, really using your lower belly as your stability to keep that leg lifted, either bent or straight out. Hands can stay on your hips or lift them up above your head. Remember to breathe and bring your hands to your heart, still relying on that right leg for stability. Send that left leg behind you for warrior three. Now your gaze comes down to the ground. Try and keep your hips square. Take an inhale here and then land it back, high lunge. Left foot plants down behind you. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, settle in. Another inhale here. And then as you exhale, bring your left knee up towards your chest. Inhale back to high lunge. Exhale, knee to chest. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to high lunge. Now frame that right foot and bring your left knee behind your right knee. So you're in what we call a Kundalini squat. You can hold here, strength and stillness, or tap back with me for 3, 2, 1. Land that left foot down. We're in a lunge position in our legs. Plant your left hand down. Inhale your right arm up. Now we're in a twisting lunge. This is an active recovery position here. So inhale, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist, open. Another time like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. A little bit deeper. All right, now we're going to play around here. Stay on that left hand, and we're going to slide our right foot into that side plank position. So you can plant your right foot down if you need to modify, or stack that right foot on top of the left, and we're back in our side plank. Inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling. Stay here or thread underneath your body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right arm up towards the ceiling. Now plant your hands, bring your right foot in between your hands, and we're coming into standing splits on the right foot. Right foot is down, left leg comes up. Catch your breath, I know I need to. Go ahead and shake your head, yes. Shake it, no. And maybe lift that left foot up a little bit higher. Don't forget to breathe. And then land back, high lunge. Peel open, warrior 2. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale back to half moon. Right foot, right hand down in front of the right foot. Extend that left arm up. And then come back through warrior 2. And then flow through your vinyasa or right back to downward facing dog. You guys look great. All right, we do have a left side to tend to, don't we? Let's all meet in downward facing dog. And catch our breath for a moment, pedal those feet out. And then go ahead and lift your left leg up, bend the knee, open up the hip, stay right here, or flip your dog with me. I hope you can hear this music. It's Gladys singing, Feeling All Right. I hope you're all feeling all right now. If you're flipped, flip back over. Lift that left leg up and bring your knee to your nose. Step through for warrior 1 on the left side. Humble warrior just for transition. And then come up on those right toes. Shift your weight into the left foot. Slowly launch into your airplane. Keeping those hands clasped or releasing. Gaze is a little lifted. And then bring that right leg in front of you, either keeping it bent or extending it straight out in front of you. Hands can stay on your hips or lift them up. And then bring your hands to your heart and send your right leg behind you for warrior 3. Gaze comes down to your mat. Square off your hips. And then come back into high lunge. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, land. Inhale. Exhale, right knee to your chest. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, knee to chest. One more time like that. And land high lunge. Frame your left foot. Bring your right knee behind your left. Pause and hold here or tap back for 3, 2, 1. Land your right foot. Plant your right hand. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. One more time like that. And now we're going to transition into side plank on the right side. So right hand and right foot stay down. Bring your left foot to stack or stagger. Inhale, your left arm up. And then stay here or thread beneath you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift that left arm up, plant it down, and bring your left foot in between your hands, standing splits on the left side. So lift your right leg up. Again, shake your head. A good time to reconnect to that intention we're grasping for. Yes, yes to what we want more of, and then shake your head no, getting rid of whatever is getting in your way. Go ahead and land back, high lunge. Heel open, warrior 2. Inhale, bring some peace. And then exhale forward, half moon on the left side. Feeling that expansion across your chest. And then land it back, warrior 2. And transition through your vinyasa back to downward facing dog. Coming down for a quick sip of water, towel off, or child's pose to regroup. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. All right, one more fun little sequence here before we start to bring it down. So we'll meet in downward facing dog. And then coming up high to your toes and either walking or hopping to the top of your mat for chair pose. So toes are in line with each other, knees are in line as well. And we're sitting back in our invisible chair here, tilting your pelvis forward, shins are aiming towards the back of the mat. You can inhale your arms up by your ears. Exhale, come down a little bit lower. Inhale, sink a little bit lower. And we're gonna make our way down to the mat for boat pose with as much as control as we can. And we'll pause here. Bring your hands behind your knees, roll your shoulders down your back. And then if it feels good for you, go ahead and release your hands. Using that lower belly to keep your legs lifted. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, come down for low boat, hover. Exhale brings you up, high boat. Inhale low, exhale high. A few more rounds like that, connecting breath to movement. Listening to your body. A modification here can be to just keep your hands behind you and extend your legs out and in. Wherever you are is just right if it feels good for you. So wherever you are, we'll take 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Lay down on your back, bring your knees into your chest. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it all out. Start to roll from side to side, massaging your back a little bit. And then just start to rock forward and backwards on your mat. And then you're gonna make your way through into your plank position. So we'll meet here in plank. Catch our breath. And then lift your right leg to hover, staying in this plank position with your arms. And just bring your right knee to your left elbow. So bring it across your body and then one-legged plank. Right knee, right elbow, one-legged plank. Right knee, left elbow, one-legged. Do one more round like that to the right, one-legged, to the left. Pause here and send your leg through for dancing warrior. Let me turn this way so you can see me. So your right leg is coming through, you're on your right arm. You can put that right foot down on the ground or keep it lifted and breathe. Now bring your right foot to the top of the mat, back to warrior 1. Peel open, warrior 2. Inhale, peaceful. Come back into half moon on the right side. This time, another choice. If you can stay right here, hold your stillness here, or bring that right toe to the back, your left toe to the back of your right heel. You're just tapping down. A slow and controlled movement here. So 3, 2, 1. Find your full half moon expression here, and then land back, warrior 2. Straight arms, straight legs here. I'm going to turn to face you so you're in your star pose here, and then come into goddess. So toes are going to point out, sinking down. Hold here. Strength and stillness. Feel the strength of your legs. Find your breath. Okay, and then come back up through your star pose, and then peel open, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful. Come back into your plank position, and then come down into table. We're going to revisit this hover. See how much stronger you feel now that that core is wide awake. So tuck your toes and hover your knees. We'll hold this still for 5, 4, 3, 2. Get ready to move with me. Right knee, right elbow. Come back to hover. Left knee, left elbow. Back to hover. Right, left. One more to the right. One more to the left. Come back to your hover. Bob Marley's gonna carry us through this challenge. He says it's gonna be all right. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Push back, downward facing dog. You made it. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. We're gonna catch a forward fold here before we tend to our left side. So go ahead and keep your feet about hip distance apart. And you can grab opposite elbows with your hands. Release your head down. Maybe sway from side to side, releasing any tension in your lower back. And then slowly let your arms dangle. Catch a little bend in your knees as you slowly roll back up to standing. And then just walk your hands back out to downward facing dog. And we'll tend to our left side. So starting in downward facing dog, inhale up to your toes. And again, hop or step to the top of your mat for chair pose. Play around with your toes here. So big toes are touching. Knees again are in line with one another, but try lifting all 10 toes up off the mat if you can and bringing all the weight into your heels. Inhale, exhale, sink down a little bit lower. You know where we're going now. Inhale, exhale a little bit lower, and then make your way down to boat pose. One more time here. Taking a moment, roll your shoulders down your back. Release your hands if that feels good. And then inhale, lower, exhale, rise. Again, modification, hands behind you, and bringing your knees in and out. Wherever you are, just remember to breathe, connecting breath to movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay down, bring your knees into your chest, rock from side to side, and then start to rock forward and backward on your mat. And then cross your ankles and come forward into your plank position. Hold here for a moment. And then go ahead and lift your left leg up to hover. Pause here. And then left knee across to your right elbow. One-legged plank. Left knee, left elbow. One-legged. Left to right. Reach back. Left to left. One more time. Left knee, right elbow, and then shoot it through for dancing. Again, you can put that foot down on the ground or lift it to hover and breathe. And then plant your right hand down, plant the left foot in between your hands. Come up, warrior one. Peel open, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful. Come forward, half moon on the left side. Whatever variation you took on the right side, take it here, either holding it still or tapping those right toes behind your left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up, full half moon here, and then back to warrior two. Straight arms, straight legs. shining star, and then back down into your goddess. This time a choice, tapping into your body and what you need. If you're yearning for stillness, stay right here. If you're craving some movement, we'll just take a little pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Star pose. Warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Cartwheel back to plank pose. Pause here for a moment. And then back down to table. Last time for this hover. Tuck your toes. And then hover those knees. Starting with stillness here. Feeling your strength. And then we're going to tap from side to side. So tap your right knee down and then your left. Adding a little twist to this movement here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to hover. Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And then walk your hands back to your feet and take that delicious forward fold again. So feet are hip widths apart. This time, if you want, take a different variation. You can take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toe for a peace hold, using that as leverage to pull yourself a little bit closer to your legs. You can also just let your hands dangle and just kind of sway from side to side like you're drawing in the sand. Whatever feels good to you right now. And then come back through center. Take a slight bend in the knees and then slowly roll up. We made it through some of the hardest parts. Everybody doing well? Everyone that I can see, give me a thumbs up or one up, one down. Okay, great, awesome. We're gonna work on some balancing now. So this to me is some of the hardest stuff because we're still, and that's when our mind can get activated, but we can do hard things. So we're gonna do this together. Okay, so coming to the top of your mat, first gonna start with a crescent moon. So feet are together, slightly apart. Inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, reach up and then tip over to the right side, just catching a nice side body stretch. And then inhale through center and switch grips. Left hand grabs your right wrist, pulling over to the left. And then out through center, shake that out. And we're gonna work on our tree pose. So bring your weight into your left foot. Tree pose can look exactly like this, where the toes stay on the ground. If balancing on one leg is not your thing, this is just right. But if you're up for a little more challenge, we're lifting that foot up off the ground, and your foot can either land below your knee or anywhere above your knee, just not right on your knee. The trick to staying balanced is finding your drishti, your focal point, on the ground in front of you. And then once you feel super steady, bring your hands to your heart. And then if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can bring your arms up above your head. If you're feeling super steady here, I invite you to lift your gaze up off the ground and work your gaze up towards your hands. Feeling the strength in that left leg. And then slowly bringing your hands down to your heart and bringing that knee in front of you. And either keeping it bent or extending it, we're going to take a twist here. So taking your left hand either on the outside of your right knee or the outside of your right foot, and bringing your right arm behind you and aiming your gaze back towards your right hand. This is when the wobbling might come in, and that's okay. That just means you're working hard and challenging yourself. Go ahead and release that twist, keeping that right leg up as you can, or shaking it out if you want to. And then coming back onto that left leg and sending your right foot behind you, reaching your right arm around and behind you to catch your right foot from the inside. We're coming into dancer pose. So extending your left arm out in front of you and pushing in to your right hand with your right foot, kind of tipping over like a little tea kettle here. Again, your gaze is out in front of you, but on the ground. And breathe. Then go ahead and release. Shake that out, and we're gonna ask one more thing of that left leg. So coming back onto your left leg, lifting your right, and coming into a figure four. So your right foot is gonna come over your left knee. It's gonna be a nice release on your hips. So bring your hands to your heart, and you can bring your right elbow to your right knee, and your left elbow to the ball of your foot, or bring your hands down to the ground. Just trying to feel a nice, gentle stretch on the outside of your right hip. Check in with your left toes, make sure they're not gripping. And then go ahead and slide your right foot down over your left foot so your legs are crossed here. And then we're going to fold. This will get to your IT band. You can play around with your arms, and you can walk your fingertips over to the right and then walk them over to the left. And then just pause wherever you feel the best stretch on your legs right now. This should feel good. So if it doesn't, make sure you change where your arms are. And then slowly roll up, uncross your legs, shake it out, and we'll come on to our right side now. So bring your weight into your right foot and lifting your left foot up and checking in with this side. Each side is different. So whatever you were able to do on the first side might be totally different here. So listening to your body, finding where you feel the most steady, so we can play around with our arms here and possibly our gaze. So bringing your hands to your heart first, gaze is on the floor. And then if you want to move on from here, bringing your arms up to frame your head. And then possibly bringing your gaze up towards your hands. Making this your own beautiful tree, your own expression. And then bringing your hands to your heart and bringing your left knee in front of you and then extending that leg out or keeping it bent, preparing for a twist. So taking your right hand to the outside of your left knee or to the outside of the left foot, and then reaching your left arm behind you and bringing your gaze back towards that left hand. And then coming back to center, again, keeping that left leg up. We're taking a little break, asking a lot of that right leg right now. Then coming back onto your right leg, bending your left leg behind you and grabbing your left foot from the inside. Right arm extends in front of you and start to tilt forward for dancer pose. And slowly release. And then bring your left foot over your right knee for figure four on this side. Again, hands at your heart or bringing your hands down to the ground. And then sliding your left foot down to the ground in front of your right so your legs are crossed. And again, playing around with the placement of your arms so you feel a nice stretch in your legs. All right. And then slowly rolling up. And then extending your arms up above your head. Exhale, take a forward fold here. And just swaying from side to side, releasing all that hard balancing work that we just did. And I have one more challenge for you before we start to stretch it all out. We're gonna practice crow pose. If that is not in your practice, I'm gonna talk you through a non-scary version, but if it's something that you've been working on, I encourage you to go for it. If fear is what's getting in your way, which is definitely what got in my way, grab a pillow and just put it right in front of you. So if you're worried about falling, you know you're gonna fall onto that pillow. Okay, so coming into chair pose to start, and then keep your toes together and open your knees out wide. And just bring your hands down in front of you. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. So your knees are gonna come to the back of your arms here, and you can stay right here. This can be your crow pose today. Or you can play around with lifting one foot up off the ground, and then the other. The key muscle in this pose is your lower belly. So really engage your lower core. That is your strength here. And then if you're ready to try and take flight, come up to your tippy toes and then just lift up off the ground. Again, your drishti, your gaze is key here too. So finding one spot to stay focused on. Wherever you are, just breathing. And then come on up and shake it out. We'll take a vinyasa here just to loosen everything back up. And then we're gonna try it one more time. So inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Jump or step back. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk or step to the top of your mat for chair pose. And then one more time. Or if crow is just not your thing, take a yogi squat here and find strength and stillness. If you want to give it one more go, let's do it. So come into chair pose. Open those knees up. Tell yourself that you can do this. And let's give it a try. Hands come down. Lean a little bit forward. Start with one leg and then the other, or just go for it and take flight. Remembering to breathe wherever you are. And take one more breath wherever you are. And then we'll flow through one final vinyasa here to flush it all out. And then we're going to start to do some stretching. Okay, so we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And then walk or hop to the top of your mat. Coming into chair pose, and we're going to get ready to twist. So bring your hands to your heart and bring your right elbow to the outside of your right knee. I'm sorry, left elbow over the right knee for a twist. Pressing your palms together, aiming them to the center of your chest. Twisting postures are a great natural way to rid your body of toxins. So see how deep you can go here. Inhale, exhale, try and twist a little bit deeper. Check in with your knees, make sure they're still aligned with each other. And then bring your gaze down towards your feet and lift your left foot up off the ground and send it back for a twisting lunge. You can bring your back knee down if you'd like, or keep it extended. You can keep your hands where they are or extend your arms open like wings. And then peel your arms around and open for warrior two. And then just slide forward for side angle here. So bringing your right arm to rest on your right leg or your right hand down inside of your right foot. Left arm comes up and over your head. Side angle. And inhale your arms up into warrior two arms and straighten your front leg, preparing for triangle. So shifting forward and bringing your right hand to your shin or down to the ground. Left arm extends up towards the ceiling. And if it feels good on your neck, bring your gaze up towards your left hand, feeling that expansion across your chest. And then Inhale, come on up and face all 10 toes to the side of your mat for a wide-legged fold. So all 10 toes are facing forward. Inhale, expand, and then exhale, fold all the way over. If you have a headstand in your practice, this is a great opportunity to take that, or just enjoy this stretch in the back of your body. And then if you're inverted, coming back down. And then everyone bringing your hands to your hips and slowly rolling back up. Coming through warrior two. And then just coming right back to downward facing dog. And then hop or step to the top of your mat, preparing for twisting chair to the other side. So taking your right elbow over your left knee, hands together at your heart. Inhale, exhale, twist, open. Bring your gaze up and over towards your left shoulder. Again, checking in with your knees, making sure they're in line with each other and you're not gripping with your toes. And bring your gaze down to your feet and lift the right foot up and send it back for twisting lunge. Again, option to drop that back knee or keep it extended. An option to open your arms up like wings. And then cartwheel your arms around, warrior two, and then come forward for side angle. Left arm down on your left leg or left hand down. Inhale, right arm up and over your head. And inhale, come on up, straighten that front leg and prepare for triangle. Shifting forward, and then hand comes down to the ground. Inhale, right arm up. And feel that beautiful expansion across your heart. And then go ahead and just stand up, back to that star pose. And then we're just gonna transition around to downward facing dog. And lift your right leg up towards the sky, and we're gonna come into pigeon pose on that right leg. So bringing your right knee towards your right wrist and your right foot towards your left wrist. And then take a moment to try and square off your hips as best you can. Inhale, expand, and then exhale, fold all the way over and enjoy this stretch on your right hip. So for me, this is often a time in my practice, because we're getting still and slowing down, my mind gets cued to get busy. So if that is happening to you now, I invite you to return to your breath and come back to your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And just breathe. And then slowly peel yourself up. Come onto your hands. Go ahead and bend your left leg behind you to catch a little quad stretch if that's available to you. And then swing your left leg out in front of you, keeping your right leg bent for single-legged forward fold. So inhale your arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. And then slowly come up. Bring your left foot up and over your right knee for seated twist. So inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling and bring your right elbow over your left knee, and your left hand comes behind you for a seated twist. Inhale, bring the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And then come around for a little counter twist. And we'll slowly come back into downward facing dog to prepare for pigeon on the left side. So maybe pedal your feet out here for a moment. And then when you're ready, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling and bring your leg forward for pigeon. Left knee comes towards the left wrist. Left foot comes towards the right wrist. Bring your hands by your side for a moment to get settled, and then fold down. And then coming back up, catching that quad stretch on this side. And then bringing your right leg out in front of you. Left leg stays folded. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold. And then come back up. Bring your right foot over your left knee. Inhale your left arm up. And bring your left elbow over your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale your crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist. And then come around for a counter twist. And then we'll slowly roll onto our backs. Now we've gone a little bit over, so I'm gonna start to wrap this up for us. Just roll slowly down onto your back. We're gonna take one back bend here. So this can be bridge pose where you're lifting your hips up off the ground, or wheel if that's in your practice. I'm gonna talk you through bridge. For bridge or wheel, just reach for your heels. And you should just be grazing them with your fingertips. That tells you where your feet should be planted. And for bridge, just extend your hips up towards the ceiling. Try and clasp your hands underneath your bottom and roll your shoulders underneath you. And just push up through your pelvic bones. Feeling nice expansion across your chest. And then slowly roll down onto your mat. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then bring your knees into your chest. And roll your knees over to the right for a supine twist here. Opening your arms out wide. Bring your gaze up and over towards your left shoulder. And then slowly come through center and bring your legs over to the other side and bringing your gaze over to the right. And then slowly bring your knees into center, bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees, giving yourself a great big hug. Expressing gratitude to this beautiful body of yours that just enabled you to do some really hard things. Right here and right now. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds. And then before we come out of this relaxation pose, I invite you to bring one hand to your heart and one to your belly. We're going to take 3 intentional breaths here. The first one is for you. So as you inhale, breathing in for you, taking what you need. And then open your mouth and exhale for you. The next breath, bring to mind your loved ones, those who you carry close to your heart. And take a deep breath in for them. And then open your mouth and exhale for them. And this last breath, bring to mind those that we don't know, but we know of, and we know that they need some extra love sent their way. Let's breathe for them. So take a deep breath in for those who need it. Open your mouth, sigh it all out, send them some love. And then slowly bringing some movement back into your toes, wiggling your fingers, and slowly rolling over to one side and pausing there for a moment. And then slowly bringing yourself back up to a sitting position as we began. Taking one more moment here to honor yourself and the choice and commitment you made to show up for you and carving out this time for yourself. And I'm hoping that you were able to come a little bit closer to that goal or that intention that you've set for yourself, and hoping you achieved it on your mat and that you might be able to take it with you as well as you leave your mat this evening. And we'll all bring our hands together and bring your thumbs to your third eye center, the space in between your eyes, the space where your intuition, your inner wisdom lies. And the light and love inside of me sees and honors that light and love and that beautiful strength inside of you. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you, everybody.
That was amazing. Whew.
A little sweaty.
It is a little sweaty. I'm going to unmute everybody, and if anyone has any questions for Kim while we still have her, feel free. And also, Karen Wright, you are the lucky winner of our gift card tonight.
Oh,
So
exciting!
I will email you. I will email you tomorrow morning how to get your card.
Thank you, Kim. That was a great class.
Thank you for joining, and take me with you to go shopping.
I'm so excited.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Any
Kim.
questions? Any questions about anything we did? I couldn't see a lot of you.
Great.
Everyone okay?
Thank you.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so good. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to
you.
show my face on the video.
I liked seeing your name.
I was with you. All right,
I felt
bye.
it.
Thank you all so very much.
Thank
Kim,
you.
thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.